So, so I'm trying to record a podcast. Basically, I just let everybody know that on the camera audio, but I forgot to hit record on the audio. Let me just adjust this mic a little bit more. Just want it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm probably gonna. No, I can't cut it out because it's a podcast. Anyway, so hi there, my name's Jasmine. For those of you who don't know, basically, I've been listening to. Okay, so the first podcast I ever listened to was the Joe Rogan Experience, 100%. Not gonna lie. That was, I don't even know how many years ago now that was. But I remember the very first podcast that I heard on his, on the YouTube channel, JRE. That's not around anymore, but anyway, the very first podcast that I ever heard was his podcast with David Goggins, and at the time, I was trying to get in shape. Not that was I trying to get in shape? I was basically on this journey to get in shape. So for those of you who don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, not that I have posted a lot about it on Instagram, but I've lost a little over 20 pounds now since I started like my fitness journey. I started my fitness journey in 2017, and I've lost a little over 20 pounds, became a personal trainer, didn't love it, but whatever. So anyway, I'm here. I've been wanting to start a podcast for a while. I basically eat, sleep, live, and breathe podcasts, YouTube commentary, all that good stuff. That's all I listen to. I have deleted my social media and, I haven't deleted it. I still have my Instagram account. I deleted the app because it was, bad for my mental health. And I've been wanting to start, so all I've been really listening to are podcasts and video essays, commentaries, and I feel so blessed that so many people give so much information out for free on YouTube. I know that's changing because a lot of YouTubers are switching to Patreon or asking their users to follow them on Patreon or donate to their Patreon, follow them on Patreon or on Discord or on some of the Stitcher, some of the other like podcasting apps because they pay them better. I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm sure there's different reasons for different people. But a lot of my favorites are definitely make it clear that they would like for you to follow them on their Discord or whatever. Okay. Just trying to get comfy here. So yeah, bear with me. I don't even know if anyone's ever going to hear this. Not true. I'm posting this. Basically, I kind of want this podcast to be a journal for myself. And the reason I think that's important is because what's helped me the most in the last few years of listening to podcasts, commentaries, and things like that are other people sharing their stories and me being able to relate to them and me being able to take something away from that and applying it to my own life and just being able to take that and grow. When I did mention free information, I had one specific person in mind, one specific YouTuber. His name is Joseph Rodriguez with an S, and he talks a lot about, I don't really know what you would classify his content about. He talks a lot about law of attraction, but I think if I had to sum it up, it would be reprogramming your subconscious mind and how important it is to reprogram your subconscious mind into something that's more positive, because we all grow up with such negative mental processes, as he says. I borrowed that from him. We all grow up with so many negative mental processes and negative affirmations, negative mantras, things that we tell ourselves that are just on repeat, that are just negative. And you don't really notice it. It fades into the background because because it's just such a part of our way of living nowadays. As you get older, it becomes a part of your way of living. I'm not going to say nowadays, because this is something that's been going on since probably the beginning of man using our brains to think about things. But yeah, I see this podcast as something of me paying it forward for all the times that I couldn't afford. Not that I couldn't afford therapy, but I didn't have therapy. For all the times I didn't, and obviously, nobody's YouTube channel or lectures or commentary is a replacement for, a psychological evaluation by a professional. There's no replacement for that. But, yeah, this is me paying it forward for all of the videos that I've watched that have pulled me out of, I lost the word I was going to say. They've basically pulled me out of the dark places that I've been, the hard times that I've gone through. And it took me a while to understand that the reason that I feel the way I feel about these things is because people cared enough to take the time to put their thoughts out into the world, despite what others may think of them, and share their stories and allow others to relate to them and help them to understand that they're not alone in the things that they're going through. And of course, that everybody knows, like, everyone goes through problems. We all have the same problems. Universal problems. Everybody goes through certain things. Yeah, understood. But when you're in your own head with your own thoughts, and you're someone like me, who I don't talk to a lot of people, I've recently learned that this is actually learned from another YouTuber. Love her. Her name is Yanni. Her YouTube channel is Real Talk with Yanni, and she covers relationship topics. So that's like, but she, in one of her videos, I can't remember the name of it, but she was talking about how the reason that a lot of us retreat into ourselves when we're going through things is because as children, we didn't feel heard. So our coping mechanism was to go into ourselves and deal with it that way. And that has personally followed me into adulthood. No doubt about it. No question about it. When I get stressed out, what's the first thing I do? I need some space. And, and it's not just I need some space. Like, growing up, I really had trouble speaking. When I first moved, when I was 13, I moved from my mother's house in North Carolina to my father's in Georgia. And I had so much anger. I was so angry. And I was so frustrated. And I remember for like a period of like, I don't know how long, it felt like a month. I don't know how long it was, but I kept butting heads with my mom, my dad, and my stepmother. And they just kept asking me, like, just say what's wrong with you. Just say what's wrong. And it felt so stuck in my throat because I got so used to suppressing all of my negative emotions that I couldn't even find the words to express the things that I needed to say. And obviously it got better as I got older. But when I got into my first serious relationship, which I'm now out of, who's now an ex, I would really literally sit there with this person, and they would say something to me, and I'd have to just literally sit on it for minutes, 30 minutes maybe, and just to be able to cultivate what I was trying to say. It's so hard to explain this feeling if you've never dealt with it, but just not being able to vocalize what you're feeling or the things that you need to say, because you feel like you can't. Okay, so that's a little backstory on me and why I'm deciding to start this podcast. In addition to me paying it forward and wanting to aspire to be like a lot of the people that give commentary that I've seen online, who are very free thinking and open with the things that they say and not caring what other people think, and I always admired these people, I want to pay it forward to the next person who may need to hear it from someone like me. Because maybe I look like you, or maybe I look like someone you know, or maybe my life is like yours, or maybe you're going through something that I'm going through, and I want to be able to pay it forward. So that's why I started this. That's why I'm starting a podcast. In addition to the fact that I've always had a lot of thoughts. I've always liked lectures. I've always liked speaking, things like that. But in addition to, sorry for the long pauses. I'm not used to articulating my thoughts. Is still something that I work on every single day. But in addition to paying it forward, I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've always found a lot of things interesting. I have a lot of interests on a lot of different topics, and sometimes I don't want to talk about them. Let me be full of myself and just talk about how I feel about things. And eventually, I would like to have people on because I love discussions. Oh my god, don't get me started. I love debates. I love discussions. Oof. And my hope in doing this podcast, and the reason that I'm explaining why and my hopes is not only to you, whoever you are, but it's also to me, to help me verbalize. I don't know, something about speaking things out and verbalizing things is just really, really nice in helping you to better understand how you feel about certain things. So anyway, like I said, I have a lot of different interests, and I want to talk about them. You know, I got opinions and stuff. I got opinions. I got feelings. You know what I mean? And maybe somebody wants to hear that. Maybe it'll help someone one day, or maybe you're just interested, or maybe you just need me to play in the background while you're doing whatever you're doing, because that's what I do with podcasts. I love podcasts. So yeah, this is a soul project for me. And I have to give credit to another YouTuber for really inspiring me to do this week. His name is Hindz with a Z, HINDZ. And I don't really know his background. I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 of his videos. YouTube recommended him to me like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. And I've just been all in his videos. Like, even though I've only seen like 5, oh my god, he just gives off such a chill vibe, like mad spiritual, mad in touch, like very like earthy, like down to earth. I wonder what his zodiac sign is. I want to say it's probably a Taurus, but I'll check and I'll see. Jamie, pull it up. Just kidding. There's no Jamie here. So for my first podcast ever, there's a topic that hit me really hard, sparked by the video by Hindz. Excuse me if you hear papers flipping, because I wrote notes. Look at me. Actually, let me say, so I went through a really bad breakup early last summer. And ever since then, I started, because I'm going to admit to you, I have been a serial monogamous. Serial monogamy. Not healthy. Trauma monogamy, toxic relationships, no bueno. But you know, I learned a lot. It taught me a lot, and I've grown a lot, and I'm so thankful that I'm out of that. But I'm so thankful because if I hadn't gone through the bitterness, then maybe I wouldn't have the courage to do what I'm doing now. I haven't had the courage to do it up to this point, but now I do. So how about that? So Right. So that was a very traumatic experience for me. So I started looking for coping mechanisms. I moved from where I used to live. I used to live in Harlem, in New York City. We can go into that if anyone's interested, or if I'm interested, because there's no one else here. It's just me right now. But eventually there'll be other people, and maybe they'll give their insights and, you know, let me know what they would like me to talk about. But how conceited is that? Maybe there'll be people who want to hear what I have to say about it. No. But no, I lived in Harlem, and I moved to Jersey with my aunt. Moved in with my aunt. She had an extra room, so here we are. Best move I ever made. I grew up down south. Lots of space, lots of trees, lots of suburbia. A whole lot of suburbia. And I guess I was striving for that in the middle of Manhattan, where there's concrete everywhere, trash all over the street, and crackheads on every corner. No offense, crackheads. I know it's not, your fault, but some of y'all be acting up. Y'all be acting up on the subway trains. Let me New Yorkers, let me know. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, so let me know down in the comments, and I'm gonna see where else I can post it. But y'all know them. No offense. Like, I know it's not y'all's fault. There's a lot of homelessness. There's a lot of mental illness that goes along with homelessness. And then the drug use just exacerbates the problem. But come on, like, I'm just trying to get home at 2 a.m. from my job waiting tables for 9 hours. I don't want you yelling at me just to make a scene. Literally, I know I'm getting off topic. I'm going to get right back to my topic. But literally, one time, I'm on the train full of people. Rush hour. And was it rush hour or was it late at night? I don't know. This shit happens all day, every fucking day. Anyway, I'm standing in the middle of I'm sitting in the train car, and I just hear yelling from the train car this way. And I'm like, what is that? Then all of a sudden, I hear the damn train car door open. And this guy's just literally yelling. Yelling, making eye contact with everyone. Just daring somebody to say some shit to him. Just daring him with their eyes. And then he's yelling. I'm not making this up, bro. New York City gets crazy. Like, yells, walks slowly through the train car, simultaneously yelling, and then does the same thing. And then we all watch him, and he goes into the next train car. And I presume he did that all the way. And there's like over 10 just at least 10 train cars on a train in Manhattan. And he's just going through each train car yelling. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let me over my rant about New York City. Like, New York City is a great city, great place to live, beautiful in the summertime. When the restaurants are open and when life is happening there, it's a beautiful place to be. It's for a social life. There's no better place to be than New York City. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. I don't think even when I have money, I'll live there full time. My goal is to just have a space there, and when I want to go there, I already have a space there. I could stay for a few weeks, stay for a month, and then leave, because you just can't be there too long. It really starts to mess with your mental. Anyway, these tangents, honey, these tangents. Okay, so I say all that to say I moved. I was looking for a greater sense of zen, so I moved to Jersey. I'm only 30 minutes away from the city, but it feels so much better. There's so many more trees, and it's so much more green. And I started really just learning about me and started focusing on me, not because I wanted to, but because I was forced to. And that makes me sad. And if you're going through that situation where you know that you've been in a situation that you didn't need to be in, but you've continued to stay in a situation that you knew you should have left sooner, but you stayed because you're comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and blame it on me having a Taurus moon. And it's crazy because during this quarantine before, I was really because I always knew, like, okay, yeah, I'm a Leo sun, Taurus moon, Virgo rising, but it never really hit me until quarantine. And then I was talking to an acquaintance about it, and I was just like, yeah, I never really felt how much I was a Taurus until quarantine. He's like, of course, you've never spent so much time by yourself. You're actually learning yourself. Because when I would spend time by myself, I'd be waiting for the next chance I got to hang out with my ex. From March last year through quarantine, I was forced to be alone, and I had to learn about me. And I'm not gonna lie, marijuana helped me get through that phase. I'm not gonna lie. I did develop a bit of a weed dependency. Like, I was waking up smoking just to kind of cope with my negative emotions and the sadness that I had. But it worked. Not to say that you should do that, but there's worse ways to cope with things, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Right. So, one of the other things, so I moved. I started to really get into affirmations. Like, I really got into affirmations. And, hold on one second. My lip's getting chapped. Okay. So I really got into affirmations, and I found Joseph Rodriguez's channel. Wow, I really hope I don't have to pee during this because my bladder is very small. But anyway, if you haven't heard of Joseph Rodriguez, please go check him out. So his favorite book, his self-proclaimed favorite book, is Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, I think it is something that you should do. It's a good book, and it's been recommended to me by multiple people who are all in the pursuit of bettering their lives and bettering their mental space. But Think and Grow Rich is basically... Think and Grow Rich is by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill has a lot of lectures on YouTube. You should also look into that. And... oh, sorry, that was my knuckle. You should also look into that. And he talks a lot about... so one of the favorite quotes that Joseph Rodriguez Joseph Rodriguez likes to give on his YouTube channel from Napoleon Hill, from Think and Grow Rich, is, if you think you need to do hard work to make money, perish the thought. Now, I butchered that, but that's along the lines of what it is. If you think you need to work super hard to make money, then perish the thought. And then there's another quote. I don't know if it's from Napoleon Hill. I'm butchering this. Please don't quote me, but go watch his videos about it. But basically, hard work doesn't get you... it can get you further, but it doesn't... that's not the only way to get further. Sometimes... I would assume thinking smart and not hard. Now, how do you think smart? You have to have a clear head, right? So a lot of the philosophy of the book is being able... and I haven't read it in a while. This is just going off of the lectures that I hear from him. In the podcast that I hear from him. But basically, you need to be in the right state of mind. If you want to receive abundance and you want to receive blessings, you need to be in the receiving mode, which is, okay, so so you got to think from the future, like the future point where you want to be. That's more of a Neville Goddard teaching, I think. Basically putting yourself mentally, emotionally, and in a space where putting yourself mentally and emotionally in a space where you would be if you already had it. So how would I feel if I already had the things that I want? And you put yourself in that space, and it makes you more likely to attract those circumstances to you, because you can't attract blessings from a low vibrational frequency. You know what I mean? For all my hip people out there, you cannot get something that is vibrating at this frequency up here and you're vibrating at this frequency down here, because whatever you're gonna get is what you're vibrating at. So you need to get yourself to a place where you're vibrating high. When I started learning this philosophy this fall, I really took it to heart, and I really made it a mission to change the frequency at which that I vibrate. And so I started meditating. And I went through a phase where I was meditating. I was actually keeping track. I think it was January. I started keeping track of how many days I was meditating. And I was meditating, like trying to meditate at least 10 minutes every day. And let me tell you, man, I did like this. Literally, I typed it into YouTube, like guided meditation, and the first thing that comes up is a chakra cleansing meditation, where basically you meditate on each of your chakras. And my heart chakra, like, I literally cried when I got to my heart chakra. Could be psychological, who knows, but I literally cried, and I felt so locked up there. And if you're not into that type of thing, understood. But what you should understand is you can't get to where you want to be from a negative frequency, because people pick up on that. You're not going to get positive things if people and the energy you give off is negative. Period. It has nothing to do with your chakras. It has nothing to do with any of that. If you want to keep it black and white, if you're in a shitty mood, are you even going to see the opportunities that are in front of you? Are you going to see the blessings that are in front of you? Maybe not. Because when you're so in your head with negativity, you're not gonna see the good that's right there. Glass half full, you know what I mean? He also gets into The Power of Now, which is my favorite book, but we can talk about that later. I'm gonna get back to the topic at hand, which was Heinz and his YouTube video. The YouTube video was titled, "Why You Aren't Growing as Fast as You Think You Should." And you guys, I have to pee. I knew I was gonna have to pee. My bladder's so tiny. No water for me. I'll be right back. Back at it again. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. Please excuse my bladder. I'm gonna have to not drink things before this happens. But basically, Heinz, his YouTube channel. The title of the video was called Why You Aren't Growing as Fast as You Think. And I'm not gonna break down the entire video for you, but basically what I took from the video was bamboo growth. And he explained how bamboo grows. I haven't fact checked this, so who knows. I'm gonna assume that he was correct, but he basically said that the bamboo seed literally cultivates in the ground for 5 years before it actually sprouts. And when it sprouts, that's why it's called a bamboo shoot, I think, because it shoots. Okay, I could be lying. It could be shoot, C-H-U, and not shoot, C-H-O. But I'm assuming it's S-H-O-O-T. It just sprouts, and it sprouts really quickly, but it takes 5 years for that to happen. And he just explained that with his YouTube channel, and I've heard a lot of other YouTubers say this, that you don't see the growth right away. Like, obviously you don't see the growth right away. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 2 years, sometimes it takes 3 years, and then one day, boom, you click, you blow up. And that happens with a lot of people when it comes to, I don't know if it comes to all facets of life, but I know in the entertainment business, which is the field that I've always wanted to work in, I know that's a lot of the times how it happens. Like, you work and work and work behind the scenes, and then one day you just blow up. And you put in years and years and years of effort that nobody ever sees. And, you know, that was always very daunting to me because I'm an impatient ass bitch. And I'll just say that shit, bro. I'm an impatient ass bitch. Like, and it's like, I will change it. It is a work in progress. I am now repeating to myself bamboo growth. When I start to get a little bit impatient, bamboo growth, honey, bamboo growth. Okay, my camera stopped recording. I don't have a Jamie to do these things, so here we are. Anyway, so yeah. So that made me feel really better. Really better. Jesus Lord. That made me feel a lot better. And just kind of reaffirmed. In addition to that, I seen a video of his. I have to find the name of it. I'll link these videos when I post these. I'll definitely be linking these videos. But one of the other things that he said was, you need to, in another video of his, you need to be doing something that feeds your soul every single day. And the only thing that I do every day is work out, which in a way does feed your soul. Well, it nourishes your body, which in a way it exhausts you to the point where it kind of clears your mind because you're so exhausted that you can't. So in a way it kind of feeds you, but it wasn't nourishing my soul. What's the other thing that I had a lot of joy in? Singing. I'm a singer. When I was working in New York City, when I was singing every day at the restaurant that I worked at, I was singing every day, and that was in a way nourishing my soul. And that was nice. But singing every day, you know what I did notice? When I'm down, I don't sing. I only sing when I'm in a good mood. Funny enough. But anyway, I'm sorry. Please excuse the flipping of the pages. And then I ripped a bunch of pages right before this. Yeah, I was going in today just journaling. I haven't journaled in a few days, and I was really thinking, like, when's the last time I journaled? And it's been a few days. Anyway, on the video by Sadhguru, I'm not sure how to say his name. I'm assuming he's a guru. I don't want to offend anybody, but his name is S-A-H-D Guru, G-U-R-U, one word. And he posted a video called, oh my god, I don't know the name of the video. Let me think if I can remember what the gist of the title was. Oh, the gist of the title was why you aren't basically the title said something along the lines of why you aren't manifesting the things that you want. Because like I said, I've been watching a lot of Joseph Rodriguez videos, and he talks and he relays teachings from Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, people who the crux of their teaching is manifestation and manifesting the things that you want. I'd always heard about manifestation, and I don't know, it never stuck with me until I really heard the science behind how it works. And then it started to make sense, because I'm a very logical person. If logically it doesn't make sense for me, then I'm just like, that's not really logical, which is also why I grew up in a very religious household, but I stopped being religious because it just wasn't logically making sense to me. I'm like, bro, 1 + 1 does not equal 7. Like, it's not clicking, honey. It's not clicking for me. So hearing the ideas of manifestation from a more logical standpoint, a more scientific standpoint, like the science behind affirmations has to do with the state. So Neville Goddard talks a lot about something called the state akin to sleep, which is where your mind is the most impressionable. It mimics the state of your childhood. So when you're a child, there's a way that your mind picks certain things up, and the way that your brain works and absorbs, the way that it absorbs the way that it absorbs information. Like, they say children are sponges. It's easier to learn different languages when you're a child. It's easier to learn when you're a child. There's a certain state that you can kind of get back to that type of state to help you absorb more information, so that it affects you in a more profound way. And that is right before you go to sleep or right before you wake up. I have been looking at this information for months now, but I actually, the other night, I played some book. Oh my God. I can't remember the name of the book. Let me see if I can find it. But basically, I played this audio book, which I think was a Neville Goddard book. And I played it as I was going, like, because I wake up to use the bathroom a lot. I pee a lot. I'm sorry, TMI. But I wake up to use the bathroom a lot. And so I was just like, oh, let me go ahead and, that's what it is. How to Attract Money by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy, that's another one of those. And so it's an audio book by a YouTuber named Brian Scott. He reads the book, and it basically just talks about how to attract money. And I listened to it as I was sleeping, I'd woken up and I'm going back to sleep, and I was listening to it, and it really seeped into my brain, because as you're drifting off, you still kind of hear it, and it's kind of in your head. And I woke up feeling so good, and I'm like, yo, there's something to this. Try it yourself. But anyway, back to Sadhguru and his videos about why you aren't manifesting the things that you want in life. And he talks a lot about the reason that a lot of people aren't manifesting what they want is because our brains are basically on autopilot and on repeat. Please, if you're gonna listen to any of the videos that I make, or any of the commentary that I make, or any of the audio that I make, please read The Power of Now. It is my personal Bible. The Power of Now. It changed my life. It changed how I look at the world. It changed everything. And there's a quote that I really, really like is, when you change the way you look at things, that's when things start to change. When you change the way you look at things, that's when things start to change. Let that sink in for you. I'm going to say it one more time for you. When you change the way you look at things, things start to change. Yeah, let that sink in. So he says that our brains we're compulsive. He didn't say compulsively, but I take that from The Power of Now, because he says that a lot of our thinking is compulsive. So we're thinking compulsively, and I am so guilty of this. Wanting one thing, but then being like, oh, I don't think I can get that, or I don't think it's gonna work out. And I don't have not having the patience to see things through. Oh man, fuck it, I'm on to the next thing. Now I want this thing. But that, I don't know, but I really wanted the other thing, and I don't know. And it's just like a lot of confusion. And how does your subconscious manifest the things that you truly desire if you don't even know what you truly desire? Oh my God. And it's so simple, but this is some shit that I struggle with. How am I going to manifest the shit that I want? I don't even know what I want. And when I really sat down and I started thinking, because when I started getting into to Joseph Rodriguez's channel, I really started to think, like, what do I like? I know the things that I like, but like, what do I really, really, really want? I know I like working out, but do I really want to be a trainer? Do I really want to have a fitness line? Do I really want to make YouTube videos about exercising? When I really thought about it, no. I don't really want to do any of those things. But I like working out, okay? What else do I like? I like nice houses. That was another thing. That was another phase that I went to. I like nice houses. I always wanted a nice house. I love watching renovation shows on TV. I love watching, as of late, I'm on the YouTube channel Architectural Digest all the time, looking at people's houses. My favorite home from this past week was... Whose home did I really like? Honestly, my favorite home of all time from that show is Nicole Scherzinger's. I met her once. I met her one time at a bar in New York City. She was friends with one of my coworkers, or she was acquainted with one of my coworkers, and we went to a bar that they always all go to, and she was there, and that was cool. Backstory anyway. Her house was the best. She had I can't get into it. I can't give it another day. Go watch Nicole Scherzinger's architectural. Is it architectural? Yeah, I think it is. Go watch Nicole Scherzinger. I always fuck her name up. I'm so sorry, girl. Go watch her Architectural Digest her AD home thingy. Anyway, not knowing what I wanted, not knowing what that's where I was going. Yo, I'm always off on a tangent. So I really started thinking. Oh, me liking nice homes, me liking home decor, me liking watching these things. Maybe I should be a realtor. I got my realtor's license twice now. I got it a couple years ago, and I got it again this year, because I'm going to be doing some work. Why? Oh, well, I like houses, so I think I like that. Do you see where this is going? Like, I like that. I find some joy in it, so I think that's what I want. But is that what I want? Is that actually what I want? So that happened. And it goes like that. And I've been guilty of having these times in my life where I'm just pulled in so many different directions because I have a lot of likes and I have a lot of interests and I'm good at a lot of things and I'm a quick learner, so I pick a lot of things up really quickly. You know, learning and adapting to things has never been an issue for me, ever. So it's just like, damn, I'm good at a lot of things, I'm interested in a lot of things, but what do I like? And then it all hit me the other day. I was driving in the car with my aunt, and somehow the topic came up of me doing real estate and blah 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 blah, and she said something, and I'm like, real estate is not my passion. And she's like, what? Because all I talked about was I really was trying hard to do wholesaling. I got my real estate license. I was working for a fucking company a couple years ago doing as a real estate agent. I was telling her, okay, she has a friend who's a broker. I'm like, yeah, I can be a realtor for her. Like, I had talked a lot about real estate to the point where she thought that real estate was my passion. And I'm like, first of all, who could be passionate? I mean, okay, let me not say that. You could be passionate about whatever you want to be passionate about, but really, real estate, like, you know me, I ain't passionate about real estate. It's just something I wanted to replace my 9-to-5 job because I was sick of being a waiter. And it just really hit me full force, like, Jesus Christ, like, I've bounced around from so many things, bounced from this thing to that thing to this thing, that people really think like my passion is real estate. And I don't know why I was so offended. I was so offended by that because I'm a singer, bro. I've always done singing, and I was taking acting classes for the longest time with an amazing teacher, James Price. Shout out to you. The Acting Studio NYC. I don't know if it's disbanded or if it's just all online. I'm not sure, but hopefully it makes a comeback. I was taking voice. Well, I was always in the arts, you know, because for my job I had to sing, and I was surrounded by theater people. All my friends were theater people and actors and singers. So I would think, wouldn't you think that, you know, acting and singing is my passion? No, this bitch thought real estate was my passion. Oh my God. And it just like struck me. And then another something that someone said this past week. One of my aunt's friends, she says to me, I bounce around a lot to a lot of different things. And I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to find what sticks. I've been trying to find what fits. But that doesn't change the fact that I've bounced around. It doesn't change the fact that I never really knew what I wanted and stuck with it and stuck through it no matter what, thick and thin, except for fitness. And I did the same for singing. My singing abilities improved substantially because I wanted to be better, so I got a lot better at singing. Acting kind of fell off with that, but because the acting classes are freaking expensive. Also, like, auditioning and shit, doing a little monkey song and dance for fucking producers, just, I don't know, something about that just didn't sit right with me. Anyway, I say all that to say I have been in a place where I've been all over the place for the past few years, and I do attribute some of that to my past relationship, which was very toxic, because I was so wrapped up in that relationship that I wanted to grow with that person. I was, planning on moving in with that person eventually, even though they probably had no intentions because they don't have their shit together. So how could I have expected that from them? But that was something that I wanted to do, and so it kind of clouded my judgment. Then being by myself made me start to see what I did and didn't like. And then I got to a point this past week. I've been feeling really, really blah this past week after those 2 comments till today. And I got to a point where I was starting to feel that feeling again that I'm used to feeling. Oh, things aren't working out for me. I get this fight or flight response in myself. And I'm just like, I need to get away for a few days. That's when I start to know, like, I'm getting in that space again where I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling like I don't know where to go next. And I don't like that feeling because I like plans, and I like things to, I like to know where I'm going because I'm a workhorse. Once I know what the goal is, once I know what the tasks are, I know what the goal is, I am such a I will work I'm just the type of person, again, Taurus energy, 100% Taurus energy. I literally put my nose to the grindstone and I don't stop until I'm fucking exhausted and I can't do it anymore. And that's literally how I operate, which is also not a good thing because there's no longevity in that. But that's how I am. And I just wanted to, and I was, crying to my boyfriend, my current boyfriend. And I'm just like, I just want to put all my efforts into one thing. But what is that one thing? Because I'm the type of person, like, I've really tried over these past few years of trying to find myself. I've really tried to just be like, okay, I didn't believe in myself. I don't think I'll make it in music. I don't think I'll make it on TV. I don't think I'll make it to do interviews and commentary because I didn't believe in myself. And that's sad because especially if you ascribe to the way that manifestation works, you can do anything. That is the main teaching of manifestation. You can do anything. And that's one of the things that Sadhguru said in his video. He said, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Can you fly? And he's like, you'll probably say no. And then he'll say, and then he said, well, can you get up and walk right now? And you'd probably say, of course I can get up and walk right now. Because you've gotten up and walked 1,000 times. You see a bunch of people walking, so you know you can do that. But there's the Wright brothers. There was maybe air balloons, but there was a day that there was no airplane. And then the next day, there was an airplane. It's possible to fly. You gotta believe in that shit, man. Elon Musk, bro. He out there flying. I'm sure people didn't believe he could do that shit, but he's out there doing it. And I say all that to say, I felt so lost and so confused because I was literally sleeping on my own abilities and sleeping on myself and not believing in myself and not believing that I could fly. And I would get so upset. I in the past have literally gotten anxiety from seeing other people do the things that I know I can do and I know I want to do, but I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in myself enough to make it happen. And I'm watching all these other people make it happen. I have friends who are singers making it happen, bro. Booking. Oh my God, my friend Greg. I just got off the phone with him. Greg and Brendan, they're a duo, making it happen with their music. Started their own shows. Literally did shows for 3, 4, 5 people. And now they have a following and they're putting out an album because they believed in themselves even when there was no one there. My friend Mocha, she's making it happen, man. And so I would have some type of deep-rooted animosity in a way toward other people that I saw doing the things that I felt like I couldn't do. And I'm too much of a Leo for all of that, man. Look, I know I'm capable of doing these things. I know I can do it. So I'm done talking about it. I'm going to make it happen. And that's it. But basically, the gist of the Sadhguru video is understand what you want. Because you aren't going to manifest the things that you want if you don't even know what you want. And that's our issue. If you're in the same boat as me, some people know for fucking sure what they want. Like, oh, I want this. But the lack of seeing, I want to say role models, because yes, role models are Beyonce, role models are Oprah, role models are fucking Kerry Washington, actors, actresses, people who are in TV and radio, Wendy Williams. Those are role models. But to see, but who are the people that you grew up looking up to as far as in your real life? Your parents, their parents, other adults. And how do a lot of them live? Sad, depressed, going to a 9-to-5 job that they hate, but they have to do it. And in a way, I felt like there was no other way. But I'm choosing now, moving forward, to believe in myself. And I will never not believe in myself ever again. And I think that you should also do that. And it took me a while to get to this point because, once again, that good old Taurus energy, we slow and steady, honey. Takes us a minute to get to a point. It's like, I know I'm going to get there. Just give me a second. I'm going to get there, though. Just give me a minute, you know. We're a little slow with it. Well, we're not slow with it. We're at our own pace. So I knew I was going to get there. Just like I knew I was going to break up with my ex. Like, I knew that shit was going to end. I didn't know when. I didn't know how. I was trying to avoid it because I didn't want to deal with that fucking heartbreak, trauma bullshit. But it came. And it's just crazy how I knew it was going to happen. Like, I consider myself a very intuitive person. But we're all intuitive. Some of us know these things. Like, you know that what you're in isn't good for you. You know what you're doing is not good for you. You know how you speak to yourself in your own head. It's not good for you. You know. So why don't you just stop? And me saying that gets me to a quote from my favorite book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I used to say Tolle, but I think it's Tolle. Eckhart Tolle. Well, basically his book is in a question and answer format. So this was the question, roughly. The question was, well, how do I just get rid of all this negative emotions? How do I just get rid of it? And he says in response, how do you get rid of a piece of hot coal that you're holding in your hands? How do you get rid of a piece of hot coal that you're holding in your hands? You just drop that shit. Let it fucking go. And if it's not easy for you to let it go, if you're still caught up in your head, you need to work on that. You need to change your mental processes. You need to change the way you speak to yourself, because that is everything. The way that you speak to yourself is everything. And I recommend you a book that I was recommended by the YouTuber Joseph Rodriguez, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. We need to be nicer to ourselves. And you know what's so crazy? Oh, I don't want to freaking tear up. I'm PMSing. So if I start tearing up, this is why. I'm not usually this emotional. But like, I was watching another video by, I don't know who, another YouTuber. She basically just did a compilation about a lot of the Black Disney Channel stars, the Black female Disney Channel stars, like Raven, Keke Palmer, because Keke Palmer was going to be a Disney Channel star, but she wasn't. But Zendaya, China McClain, and a few others. I can't remember the girl's name. She's so pretty though. But anyway, there's this clip of Keke Palmer doing on I guess a meet and greet in Barnes and Noble, and she's literally just talking about how we are just so mean to ourselves. We are so fucking mean to ourselves, and it is not right, and it is fucking you up mentally for you to be as mean to yourself as you know you fucking are. And we never be as mean to ourselves and we never be as mean to anyone else as we are to ourselves. We torture ourselves, and this is what the book The Power of Now goes into. That little voice in our heads, he literally says it torments us. The little voice, those negative little voices in your head, they are tormenting you, and you aren't gonna grow. You can't grow because you're literally in a cloud of negativity. When I was in that toxic relationship, I was in a cloud of negativity, and I couldn't fucking see past it until I wasn't in it. Then I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I let myself go through that because I didn't have enough love for myself. Because I was told by that person on more than one occasion that nobody would love me as much as they loved me. That I started to believe it. So I stayed. And because I didn't love me enough. Look, y'all. So anyway, let me look at some what other notes. One of the things I wrote down from the video is, what is possible and not possible is none of your business. That's nature's business. Your job is to strive for the best. Please go watch this video. If you're somebody who takes mental clarity, mental evolution, mental growth seriously, I take my mental growth very seriously. But then again, I'm somebody who's constantly striving to be the best at everything that I do. And you should be too. Why let yourself settle for anything than the best of who you are and who you can be? Let me see if there's any other good quotes I wrote from this. I'm sorry I got real deep there for a second, but I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I always hear people fucking say that online, and they're like, "Ooh, I'm preaching to somebody." I don't know who I'm preaching to. Shout out to it's like I can see her face in my head, but I can't get her name. Oh, what is her name? She's basically a relationship guru online. Hold on. I have to find her name because you have to look her up. If you're single, please, you have to watch some of her videos. What is her name? Let me find it. Let me find her name. She's a light-skinned lady. And her, Mr. Pope. Mr. Pope, that's her husband's name. Hold on. I can't think of her name. Damn it. What is her name? Oh, there it is. Rebecca Lynn Pope. That's her name. Damn it. Rebecca Lynn Pope. She's always like, I'm preaching to somebody. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but I'm preaching to someone. I'm preaching to somebody. Look. Let me see here. Yeah. And, sometime a while back, I kind of realized that, I was just striving to do what was going to make me money. And I was just like, I can put my happiness on the back burner. That's okay. And I don't know about you. Maybe some people can live like that. Me, the type of person that I am, the Leo that I am, can't do it. I cannot do it, bro. I have to be happy. It has to bring me joy. Or else I don't care. Like, I absolutely don't care. And it's bad. But I don't know. That's just me. So what I have to do is I got to reverse engineer this shit. Got to reverse engineer it. What I need to do, what makes me happy, and let me find a way to make money doing that. I always envy those people, Always envy those people. I'm so blessed. I get to do what I love and make money doing it. It's great. I need that. I need to be on that energy, baby. I need to wake up excited, ready, excited. It's like, that one thing that gets you excited. It's like, oh man, I'm about to go do this, this, and this. Figure out how that's going to make you some money. Because the world we live in, anything's possible. with the technology that we have, with the internet the way that it is, with connectivity, social connectivity the way that it is, you can make it happen. I believe in you. I believe in you, and I believe in me. And I think that's all I had to say about this. I'm gonna try and get a video or two done each week, and I have a lot of topics to talk about because I love philosophy. I love things as they pertain to the mind and the psyche. Gives me life. It gives me life. I feel like we're all just such conniptions. We're all conniptions and mazes and puzzles, and we're all just all types of puzzles and shit. And I love like just learning about my mental state, my mental psyche. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and be blessed and be fucking nice to yourself. Quit being such a fucking asshole to yourself. Be nice to you. You deserve to be nice to yourself, all right? I love you. If no one else told you today, I love you. Have a great day, and I am out of here. Thank you for listening to me. This has been Jasmine, and I thought of a name for this podcast in the middle of that, and I forgot it that quick. But anyway, have a good night, everybody. Take care.